Buddy, welcome back to the channel. As always, I appreciate you being here. And your energy contributes so much to these videos. I really, really do appreciate you being here. I was telling somebody earlier that I still get like a little bit of stage fright each time I come on here and make a video. But I figured, you know what? Then that's the best time to make a video, is when I'm being open, honest, real, and of course, grateful. I'm grateful for you to be here. Now that it is November, this is one of my favorite times of the year, especially with Thanksgiving right around the corner. Today for giving thanks and, of course, embracing gratefulness. That too. But no, embracing gratefulness and embracing the idea of being thankful for the things that you have in your life. You know, even those awkward moments where, you know, you kind of doing everything on the fly, or, you know, just off the cuff, as they say. Those are some of the best moments in life, because the unknown is something that, of course, should be feared. But the fact that you are still moving forward despite your fear is absolutely amazing. And that's something that we kind of want to look at, is being grateful to ourselves, for doing the things that are unknown and scary, and we're still doing them. You know, moving forward sometimes takes a lot of courage, and, you know, we need to be grateful to ourselves for instilling that courage in ourselves. So, I mean, I hope you take a little bit of time to make sure you let yourself know how grateful you are for yourself. Now, I know out here where I'm at, a lot of the stores are trying to kind of push the Christmas decorations and things like that already. And I mean, I'm kind of like, you know, one of the things I keep hearing from a lot of people is, I'm not ready yet. You know what? Neither am I. I really am not. And so I try to focus on the point that one step at a time. And I do want to take the time to really get into the spirit of Thanksgiving. And like I said, it's a holiday that's about gratefulness. It's about, you know, being thankful for the things that you've got in your life. It's about family, friends, the family that you've created yourself, you know? And sometimes that's the best family, in my opinion. And it's about being thankful for, you know, those people who have really encouraged your growth. And now, one of the things I heard recently was a video on Surreal Minds of Carl Jung as to why the universe usually, like, basically chooses what they call broken people. The thing is that we are usually chosen to help others because we're the ones that have navigated the darkness. Now, I said before, you know, Magnetize Yourself states that you navigated yourself through the darkness, and now you've come back with a map. Now, I will tell you a few of the secrets to navigating the darkness. One is embrace the insanity. Honestly, I have moments where, I mean, just now I was sitting there we've got this flying guy in front of our store, and I was just trying to catch him. Just silly, goofy things sometimes can be the light of your day. And sometimes you gotta embrace that. There are many people that don't realize that I am 42. And one of the things I usually tell them is, it's the insanity that keeps me young. And truthfully, in a way, it is. Aaron Dowdy was talking about that in a video that I saw earlier about many people who stress about looking older usually wind up looking older. They inevitably bring it on themselves. Because that much stress and worry will really weigh on you. So, if you're, my whole thing is I've accepted the role as the crone, essentially. But, and my youngest daughter is 18, and she's always going, "Do you feel old yet, Mom?" I'm like, ever since the day you were born. But, I basically I've accepted that age is inevitable, and I'm good either way. I mean, I do have the confidence to say I still look good, and I think that's mainly because of what's inside. I think our insides show on the outside a lot. And so if you're, if you're essentially light inside, that light will reflect on your outside. And that's one of the things that makes you beautiful. When people see that light and they're attracted to that light, and it is that light that usually leads us through the darkness. So follow it and embrace it and be happy, be thankful, be grateful for the light that's inside of you. Don't take it for granted, because you never know. But the other way that I've found that helps me navigate through the darkness is, understanding that control is an illusion. And I was talking to my therapist about this earlier, that essentially, because she was asking about, control over my sobriety. She goes, "You seem to have control over it." And I'm like, I don't like the idea of control, because to me, control is an absolute. Absolutes being things, things like always, never, everyone, no one, those types of things. And I don't like absolutes. So the idea that I have control over something doesn't really sit well with me, because that means that I have, I have it in its totality. And I don't, that to me just seems so finite. It seems so boxed. And I told her that I have influence over my sobriety. Now, and that's just it. With that concept, I understand that while I have a great influence over my sobriety, there are forces out there that could have a greater influence. And so by embracing that concept, I will stay away from those things that could essentially have a greater influence over my sobriety. So I don't like the idea of having control. I like the idea of having an influence over things. I mean, you think about it, the idea of control, you don't even have control over yourself. I mean, look at the people who had control over their bodies, or control over their bodies, wind up with cancer, or wind up having a heart attack, or something to that effect. People who have, control over anything usually get proven wrong in a very hard way. I mean, I had control over my emotions and control over my love life before my husband passed away. Things happen in life, and that's why control is an illusion. But influence is something that's easier for me to understand. So, but with that, we'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, I really appreciate you being here, and may your influence over your heart be great. Do something for yourself. You deserve it.